Hi, everybody. I'm Jennifer Tryon. Thank you so much for tuning in this hour and for being with us all Black Friday. We've been having a fabulous time making so many different things. Hi, Amanda.
Hello.
This is Amanda, who maybe if you've been a regular of Homemade, you've emailed with Amanda, or if you've come into the shop in person.
That's me.
That's Amanda. She's going to help sew together. We're going to quilt together this hour.
Yay!
I know. It's always more fun to have a little quilty buddy. Mm-hmm. And that's what we do here pretty much every day. Like, look at this fabric. Look at that fabric. Let's make this. Today, we're sewing together. And aren't you excited to dive into this book?
This is my favorite book.
We got these books into the shop. And this is not a new book, but it is a goodie. If you are looking for the all-time, every single year, you will find something. I mean, look at all of the different patterns that are in this book. You can combine them all together to make this look at the bows on the cornerstones.
So
it's everything in here is just cuter than the next thing. This is Vintage Christmas by Lori Holt. And look, like a little away in a manger. And every single block comes with all of the instructions, everything you need. And you could make the entire quilt candy canes if you wanted, or it can be one block in a quilt full of all kinds of different blocks. But for the holiday season, there's literally everything you could want and more in this book. I got to tell you, it's my number one pick as a Christmas, did we squeal or what?
Oh my God, it was like Christmas morning.
I know, we loved it. We loved getting it. And I'm so excited to dive into it. What's your favorite one?
The Christmas balls.
Oh,
like
where?
The lights.
The lights?
Christmas lights on page 99.
All right, let's go. Because
Even
honestly, this is what we're going to make today. The old-fashioned cars. This is
so
like the Griswold car, right? That's what it kind of looks like. The old-fashioned station wagon going to get the tree. This is the block we're going to make this hour. You said your balls were on 99?
99.
Okay, let's find them.
My Christmas lights.
Oh, the Christmas lights. That's so cute. Everything's so cute. So you've got all of these great Christmas blocks, like the train, like look at the little drummers.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go into the back half of the book and like these are all mug rugs and little Santa mats, like placemats that you can make these blocks into, which is fabulous. But then you go into this part of the book and it's all two-tone quilts that are perfect for the holidays. 2 colors. I love that you just pick two colors and whatever. These are great for just add a solid and then bust your stash.
And the gingham.
Oh, you kill me with the gingham, right?
It.
You know I'm all I know. I love. And look at all the different ones in these 2-color quilts. Sometimes simple is best. I mean, that peppermint,
so cute.
Isn't that just the best? Look at them all.
I know.
And they're all in this one book. And then, so whatever block you make, you then come to this page here and it shows you how to put it together depending on what layout you want. So it's super,
like the pillow.
And there's your Christmas lights.
The pillow.
The photography, honestly, is next level. She really does such a good job with these books. So this book is called Vintage Christmas. And let's just look at some more, honestly. They're so cute. Everything. The gingerbread men, the snowmen. And, she shows you how to put that same 12-inch block into whatever kind of layout you want. So you pick whatever you're inspired by in the book and then pick a quilt that you want to kind of plunk it in and it'll work. Whether it's the gingerbread, the snowman, or use them all together and have like a big mix up, a big Christmas party. Yeah. Honestly, we did Scrappiness is Happiness last year during Free February. And that was also a book by Lori Holt, and we're loving Vintage Christmas this year. And so we're going to go ahead now and make the Bringing Home the Christmas Tree quilt. And we're just going to start it one block at a time. And you'll notice the car and the tree is one block, and then the trees are also one block. So you can kind of take your time with it. You could assembly line all the tree blocks if you wanted, or you can go ahead and build the car and the tree, that kind of thing. So Amanda and I are going to work on the car block together. I'm going to work on the trees. Amanda's going to start, and then we're going to meet in the middle somewhere around the windshield.
Perfect. Perfect.
Sound good?
Wait for me at the door.
Okay, so that sounds good. All right, Amanda, we've already we've pre-cut our pieces because we've only got an hour here, and we're going to get as much done as we possibly can. So I've gone ahead and just chosen a few. This is going to be for the trees, and it's just random pieces of green fabric. Some of them are holiday fabrics. Some of them are just kind of nice green fabrics. Some of them are some of our blender fabrics. But when you put all of these together, that's what makes your quilt have that homespun, scrappy look. Okay, Amanda, you're going to take your pile. Off you go to your sewing machine.
Thank you.
And I'm going to stay here and start making the trees. And, you know, these patterns are really easy to follow. And I hope if you decide to get this book, you'll see just how easy it is, because I can do it live while we're here. Okay, I'm going to start by basically, it sort of looks like a flying geese unit, but we just need one rectangle on each piece. And Amanda, I think when we were cutting these, some of them bigger and some of them are smaller, right?
There's only one that's bigger.
One that's bigger. Is that's the one we're starting with?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can see Amanda's over there at her little workstation here. Oh, how did the camera get a little askew? Yeah, hold on. We kind of have her. I'm going to fix you up here, Amanda.
Okay.
There we go. Make sure we got you in frame, not cut off. I'll scooch by. So we have a bit of a classroom space on this side of me here. So when we've got people in the shop, they can come and work up here too. And then we've got this filming space. So we're always making something up here. All right, so I'm going to just shove my cut pieces over to the side. I'll keep my book handy because I'm going to keep referring to the instructions. But I'll slide this over. And I'm going to bring my machine into place. And normally with this kind of a block, you can see it wants me to draw down the center of the square. So basically I'm going to be putting this block and this block together and essentially making that treetop unit when they're all together, just like that. And it wants me to draw that diagonal line. However, I'm going to go ahead and use the laser. If you've been watching, you've seen me demonstrate the laser. If you haven't, it's the Sew Q laser, and it prevents you from having to draw on any of the lines because it puts that line right in front of the needle. And I'm just going to use the template that comes in the box just to make sure. So needle down, put that template. Just going to adjust my laser over ever so slightly. And so as soon as you've got it lined up on that center line, so that's center, then you've got the 1/4 inch and then you've got a 3/8 inch. Then you know you're good to start. So just get it settled right in front. And once you get it, then you can you screw this right so it's tight, and then it doesn't move on you. Just going to screw it into place. I want to make sure it's ever so perfect. There we go. It's right on the line now. So now I can take it off and I can bring my first square over. We've got these lasers, by the way. We'll put the link in the comments if you're wanting something like this. It's a good stocking stuffer. And now it's just putting that straight line directly down my fabric. So I don't have to take the time to draw it on. Oh, better thread my machine, Jen.
Rookie move.
Rookie move for sure. Are you getting started over there, Amanda?
I am.
Oh, you sound like you're going. You sound like you're going fast.
I know. I need one of those lasers over here.
Yeah. We got to save them for the people. Sorry.
Oh.
That's true. It's not really fair for me to be over here like, yay, I don't have to draw it on. And you're over there like, hey, the rest of us would like a laser.
I got my pencil.
It's true. It would be nice if we had lasers on all those classroom machines and everybody could be trying them. Someday.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are you working on? Is it a half square triangle base or what do you have to do first?
I have to, let's see, I have to do a sort of similar to what you're doing. I have to draw a line from corner to corner.
Yep.
And I have to sew directly on the line so that it goes onto a rectangle.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
That doesn't sound good.
That didn't sound good. But I do have to use my pencil.
Typically, and I always say this, you can hear what's going to go wrong with your machine. Oh, I didn't even thread it. It's not even threaded, period. You can hear what's going to go wrong with your machine long before you see what's going to go wrong with your machine. So if you hear it start to click or making like a thudding noise, stop, quick, readjust, rethread. Okay. Now, we may not get done this entire block, but we will go through as much of it as we can and try to give you guys a bit of an idea of what it's going to look like. And if you're following us on, Facebook, obviously that's where you've caught us here, or on Instagram, we'll post when this is done, if we don't get the whole thing done right this second. All right, I'm off. I'm following that line.
Yay.
Good. And now with any of these kinds of units, you're always pressing over. I'm just going to use the little roller here. And then pressing and cutting a 1/4 inch from this side. Are you already ironing? Gosh.
You've got all the good gadgets over here.
I'm not saying it's a race, but geez, you're winning.
I got my first one.
First
one.
Maybe you're fast. Maybe just the pencil's enough. You don't have to.
Well, my machine was threaded before yours. So I had a one-up on you there.
That's true. And I did have to adjust the laser. Thank you for being gracious in saying that.
Yes.
Meanwhile, it's just because I'm yakking.
It's not a race.
It's not a race, but I do want to win. Just kidding. Now, that's not in the spirit of a nice, healthy quilt along, is it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Okay. All right. I'm just taking off a 1/4 inch off of the end here. And then that will sit right over like that. And it wants us to press towards the white. So I've just given it, for now, a little seam roll so that I can continue sewing. My scrap. And did I drop the other white block? Is it under here? Under the mat. You know me. All right. Right sides together. We'll do the next one. And again, that laser, just going to bring it right to the machine. Don't need to draw that line. I do want to go ahead and put the needle down so I know I'm butted right up against, and then I'm good to go. What?
No, I need a few colors here.
Let's get your motoring.
No, I'm not finished. I just need a few colors. That's all.
Jeez, I should quilt with you all the time.
I just need a few colors.
Have you guys ever been to a quilting retreat? This is where you get together with a bunch of people. They bring their machine, and sometimes you sleep overnight, and it's like, at a hotel or a resort or someplace like that, and you just sew. Amanda, you recently were at one.
Yes.
And did you get a lot done?
Amazing. I'm working on a very secret project.
Oh, really?
Yep, really. And I can't tell you about it, but I got it 3/4 of the way finished.
Wow. Because all you do is just sit and sew, right?
Yes. We just sit and sew and eat treats and laugh. So that's helpful.
That's the life I thought I was getting when I started all this.
Yep.
There's a lot of sitting and sewing. And
I actually did bring this book to the retreat with me.
You did? Did you make something?
I did. I made the Christmas tree block.
Okay.
My mom did the poinsettia block. And I did the little Christmas lights.
Okay.
And so we made a table runner so that we can put all the blocks together, and we've worked on it together.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's good. All right, I've finished one. This looks like the big top of the tree that's going to go. This block's going to be big, eh?
It is. I think it's 26 by something.
Yeah, let's look. Yeah, 15 by 26. Yes. I love it when blocks are big because it just means you don't need to make as many of them, and then your quilt's done. I'm just looking, repeat at the end. So Amanda, let me ask you a question here.
Did I take one of your blocks?
No, but this one was I and M. For the rest, are we using D? Because we have H.
Or do you need K?
No. Make 7.
All those green ones?
Yeah. There's one big one. Is that for the very front of the Christmas tree?
Very top.
The very top right here? Like, do you see where I'm pointing? Yeah. And then these subsequent ones are...
they're not labeled, but they're the green ones.
Yeah, they're the green ones, but it's the white that I'm searching for.
Oh.
Is the white
The
H?
white will be...
Because H over here looks like it's... H. No.
No, I. You need I, right? Yeah.
All right. A, B, C, F, G, H. It's got to be these ones, and maybe we just don't have the right letter on. Oh!
It's I.
This is I. Look at this, you guys. I was looking at it like this. What does that letter look like? H. What does this letter look like?
Depending on which way you put it.
Wow. Wow, Jen. Wow. We were both right. I'm sweating.
Oh, yes.
It's hard to keep up sometimes.
It's hard.
Sometimes it's just hard. All right.
I just need the O, please.
Greg, you're already
No, I haven't sewn anything yet. But I just need the O because...
You need to show me up.
No, I'm not showing you up.
It's fine. I know where I stand in this world.
At the very top.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Here we go. Just gonna carry on. And I'm just gonna go ahead and do all of the sides of this one all at once. This one needs a little pressing. Because if you chain stitch, it's just gonna save time versus do one at a time, one side, then the other side, one side, then the other side. This way I can lay all of these out right like this and decide which order I want them all to go in. And go ahead and lay out all my I/H. That's confusing, right? Not that you didn't write it wrong. It was an optical illusion. And I'm going to lay out all of the one sides, and then I'm going to sew all of these sides at one time. That way I can sew, and really break away from Amanda and get way ahead. Just kidding. Make sure it's lying flush. We've had lots of people pick up these lasers. Hey, Amanda?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like they've been flying.
Some lady said that it was the highlight of her day the other day when she plugged it in.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
She plugged it in and she was doing half square triangles, and she came back and said, God, that was so fast. And she could not believe how quickly she finished everything that she was supposed to as she's chain piecing.
Well, that's it, because you're not stopping to draw the line.
Yes.
And you can see me doing it right here. Like I'm just bringing one after the next, and that line is staying constant. And I'm also not marking up my fabric, which is kind of nice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that we couldn't sell people fabric pens, but I'm all for just...
it's just the next step that you don't have to do for no reason.
It's a time saver for sure. We did a class earlier, Amanda. I don't know if you were tuned in or not, but we did a class on where we're showing how you can use the laser to make your quilt binding.
What?
Because that's another place where you often have to draw on the line when you're sewing your strips together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the laser was great for that too. It's not just flying geese or half square triangles, but you'll be surprised just how often you end up using it.
Jeez. That's one of those things that you don't love doing. You don't love doing binding. So if it makes it easier.
Well, I hear that from lots of people. Are you one of those people you don't love binding?
I don't love binding.
You don't love binding.
I just want to put the top together. That's really where I'm at. I just want to put the top.
So I chain pieced all of these. Where's my
Whoa,
little,
look at you go.
Yeah, so where's my little gadget? I'm just going to run over here. You can talk to them, Amanda.
Okay.
I'm getting that purple thing, you know?
Oh, the
cutting
gizmo
thing.
Yeah. What's the official term?
It's chain piece. It's called the cutting gizmo.
Oh, the cutting is even better.
Yeah. And it's just this little, when you're chain piecing, I guess I should have had it in front of me. But when you're chain piecing, this is kind of a good stocking stuffer one gift too, is to just.
What?
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know, that's a good one too.
I think you just passed me.
I mean, took a minute to get set up. However,
all those fancy gizmos are
once you get rolling,
get you going.
Once you get rolling, now we're talking.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to lay all these back out and do all of the trimming. And that's what happens when you start making these things. You end up finding efficiencies and little ways that you can not necessarily cut corners. Haha, we're about to cut these corners. But do things in multiples. So like if I was by myself, for example, Amanda, I would probably stack all these up.
Yes.
And cut them.
Which actually would be quite smart.
That's what I'm going to do. I mean, that's what I would do at home, and it works just fine because that's
There's nothing wrong
just
with
make sure you're as even as you possibly can be, because you know your sewing is not going to be the same every single time. So if you're very particular about everything, you know, then, but I kind of think, hey, it's the seam allowance. All right, go ahead down, Amanda. Karen's gonna mute Amanda's mic. She's gonna run downstairs for a second.
Now you're gonna zoom past me.
All right, off go those corners, and now that was just 3 at once. Let's do another couple. And I'll press those over. And rotary cutters, like I'd say I have pretty good success with about 8 layers at once. You can kind of see. Much beyond that's a bit tough. All right, so one at a time towards the white. I'm going to use my little... Are you guys gadget people? Do you like gadgets? I kind of like having all the little things. Keeps it, I find, like interesting. You got to be kidding me. Look at what I've done, Amanda. You've got to be kidding me. Look at this. Come and look. Can you see the seam right here? Oh, is it my mom? No? Okay. Look at this.
Oh.
I've already cut the seam and everything.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did 1 right, 2 right, and then just complete. Wait, no. Good Lord. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sew right along here.
Yep.
Because I still have that 1/4 inch seam. This is salvageable, and then I'll just pick that.
Yep. We all do it.
See, I was trying to rush. Go slow to go fast.
I pressured you.
Go slow to go fast. I'm going to put the 1/4 inch foot on my machine because I don't have any room to error now. So I'm going to go ahead and sew this while it's still pieced on here. See how the seam goes right here? I'm the worst. Okay.
No, you are.
I know I am. All right.
You know what is the worst? Having
What?
to sew a 1 inch block.
Oh, is that what you're doing? A 1 inch block?
Just doing a 1 inch block,
Uh,
which is not even, it's like as big as my finger.
Sewing small pieces is tough for sure. In fact, some people will, make their block like 2 inches just so they can trim it down to 1 inch because they don't want to deal with the tiny little pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to correctly chain piece these now. I'm such a spaz half the time. It's amazing that I get anything done. It's because I have you, Amanda.
No. Well, yes. But
well, yes.
No.
It's true.
It's a lot to do this on camera.
Yeah, that's true.
God.
I do sometimes say, oh, if I'm going to make it on camera, I have to be prepared to wreck it because sometimes this happens. But you know what? This is also like real life, and it happens to all kinds of people when they're sewing. And sometimes it's nice to know you're not alone. Look, I get to use my little thing again. That's fun. All right. So now I need the seam ripper. Do I have one in here? All right, I'm going to grab the seam ripper.
Oh, thank you.
Do you still need it, Maeve? It's all right. Oh, I have another one here.
Oh, okay.
And because I sewed this when it was fastened on here, I'll just rip right until those stitches and it won't take anything. Look, there, you didn't even know that happened.
Perfect.
Apart from the row of holes that are right here, you don't even know it was there.
You won't see it.
Just give that a little rub. And those little, with your fingernail, those little needle holes will come right out.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me how I know. If you're tuning in and you haven't joined the Homemade with Jennifer Tryon Facebook group, please join it. We've got more than 2,000 people in there so far, and we're always loving people to join. And then you can be posting what you're making this season and let us all have a look at it. Sometimes when we post on our regular feeds, just to like our family and friends, people are like, oh, great, you made a Christmas tree block. Or you are actually making it for them and you don't want them to see it. And it's a surprise, but you'd still like to get that, pat on the back or a little feedback on it, or, just some people who can appreciate all the hard work that went into it. That's what the group's all about. We want to see what you're doing. The other thing you can do on there is ask questions. If you're in the middle of making something and wondering, now what do I do? Or I'm in a jam. How do I get out of this or that? There's always somebody there. There's always somebody logged in to help.
How are you doing?
Oh, Jesus. Scare them.
I just wanted to make sure you were awake.
I'm here.
Good.
I was just thinking about the Facebook group.
Just wanted to make sure you're awake.
Yes, got it. I'm here. Like I'm not sweating enough. Okay. I'm going to do the other sides now, and I'm going to be more careful. Now, I will say the little bonus of having the line is it would have reminded me to sew that way.
Well,
It would have. You take the good with the, I'm all for saying the benefits and the not so benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been a benefit. If I wasn't using the laser, then it would have reminded me to sew that direction. But, if I also would have just been paying more attention. This is easy in terms of like how to make a Christmas tree. I think you guys are picking up on how this comes together. It's pretty quick. You can kind of see how it's going to go. If you're just joining in, I am making the car with the Christmas tree block. It's this one right here. We're making this quilt for in the shop. Isn't that so cute? We're doing this one right here. I'm working on the trees on top. Amanda's working on the tires right now, those itty bitty pieces. And it's coming together really good. It's part of the Vintage Christmas book by Lori Holt. And this book is just the cutest. I mean, all of these different Christmas blocks are here in this book. Oh, you're not even seeing it, sorry. All of these different Christmas blocks are here in the book. And she breaks down every single one. So you could include them all in one big quilt, or you could just use them as one-offs. She's got buttons as the little Christmas balls on this. There's so many cute ideas in it. So yeah, take a look. We've got the book in stock right now. We'll get it to you in plenty of time that you could be making more than a couple of these before the holidays, even if you wanted to give it as gifts, or you want to keep it, and year after year, you could be pulling this book out and you'd never run out of things to make. Like you'd never have to buy another Christmas pattern again. They're literally all in there. It's really, really cute. All right, back to the laser I go. Oh, I can take my 1/4 inch foot off now because I'm sewing right on that laser line.
If you were to make a quilt for yourself,
what
from that book?
Oh, from this book?
What would you do?
This one. Well, if I had like unlimited time, I would make the huge sampler.
Yeah,
for sure, because it's the bows on the corner that really get me. But if I'm just going to make a quilt for myself and be realistic about how much time I have currently, it's this one without a doubt. I love the 2-color quilts that are in this book. Let me just find them. In the back of the book, there's this whole section on 2-color quilts. Come on. Right here. And I would make the red one. This one. I love stars. I love the repetition. I love gingham. That one.
Yeah.
That's the one I love. Isn't that so cute?
It is cute.
I know. I should make it.
In what color?
Red.
Oh, you would do it in red?
Yeah.
Okay. That's cute.
Yeah. Red for Christmas. And maybe I'd do like mint, like a sage green or something like that for every. Look at this, what we're making. I gotta show it on camera. So you can kind of see the tree blocks, then there's a bit of sashing, then the car block, tree block. But you can make it just a pillow on its own or a table runner. These are all table runners. Love it. Back to the Christmas trees for me. Amanda's working on the car. We decided to quilt together today. Usually it's just me sewing by myself, talking to you guys, but it's nice having you here, Amanda.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes are you downstairs just like listening to me talk alone?
Mm-hmm. And I sometimes will answer. You don't hear me. Sometimes that happens. You'll ask a question and I'll think, I know the answer. And then I just say it out loud and nobody's there to talk to me.
That's funny.
It is always nicer to sew with somebody.
For sure. For sure. Speaking of sewing along with people, if you've been watching all day, take a look for our new block of the month that's coming out in January. Talk about a fun book.
Yes.
Yes. Take a look at our website for our new block of the month that's happening in January. Basically, we're doing the Barn Star quilt. We're going to send everybody the book. It's a big book like this, and we're going to do 1 or 2 blocks a month, and we're going to ship you everything you need every single month. Shipping is free, and you get the book, you get the fabric, and once a month, I'm going to do a live just like this, where we're going to sit and we're going to sew the block together. So if you need any extra help or you just need to be entertained, we're here.
Could do a block together.
Yeah, we'll do. And the blocks are all different sizes and all different shapes. So take a look. There's a big post on our website about the new block of the month. It'll ship in January and start in February. And by this time next year, you'll have it done. And I know that seems like, oh, do I want to spend a whole year making one quilt? Well, you're just going to take it 1 month at a time and sit down, just like we're doing here, and just knock off 1 block. And then it's not quite so daunting. Part of what I know people love is like a bit of the quilty and sewing community that happens around here. And it'll be fun to see everybody posting their blocks and how they're turning out and asking questions and all that kind of thing. So if you're into a block of the month, take a look at the Barn Star quilt that we're going to be doing. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Very fun. All right, I think that's all of them. Got my chain. All right, let's see what tragedies happened this time. That's what I always think. All right, I'm going to stack these up. I'll check them this time first before that one's going the opposite way. This one's good. What's everybody watching online these days? I love hearing what shows people are watching. Maybe they're watching us. Maybe they're sewing and putting on our live, and that's actually funny. What are you watching these days, Amanda?
I do tend to put YouTube on and watch so many quilting videos.
Yeah.
It's maybe a problem that I have.
No, I watch tons of long arming videos and
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I watch tons of stuff like that too.
And probably the same thing as you. I have a million projects
that
I want to do and not enough time.
I know. And we do this for a living.
I know.
This
is the thing.
This is the thing. So don't feel guilty. We don't get them done either.
No.
But I got to say, it is pretty fun to be doing this right now.
That's true.
This is good. We can hear the pitter patter of the rain and we're sewing and there
All we need is like a pizza delivery.
Yeah, pizza delivery. Good call. That is what we need. That's what I always need, pizza delivery. Now, who would we get to deliver it? This conversation could really get good.
I wouldn't be angry if somebody came in a Speedo.
They're Christmas Speedo.
Wearing a bow.
That's funny. All right. I'm nearly ready to take these to the iron, but I'm just going to give them a little press here first.
Can I use the iron first?
Go ahead. I'm not quite there yet. All the irons are on sale for Black Friday too. Everybody always is asking what iron I'm using, and it's always that good.
The best iron.
Yeah, the best irons. This one needs to be a little further over. I'm going to do this one again.
Oh, look how cute that is.
Oh, the tire. That is so cute. How are you done that
There's
so quick?
One tire.
Wow. You're
just
good.
one tire.
You're so good.
There's still another to go.
I suck.
You do not suck.
Well,
you're also demonstrating
I know
multiple things at one time over there.
Well, good for you for getting that done. That's awesome. All right. I'm demonstrating. If it doesn't look good or you make a mistake, take it out and redo it.
Perfect.
Yeah. There we go. Now I got
so
all
the other
these
day,
triangles. Yeah, go ahead.
I was sewing actually the block at the retreat. I was sewing the block with the lights. And it said, do the half square triangle. So I did it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yay. And then I realized I sewed it to the wrong color.
Oh.
So I unpicked it.
Oh, you did? Okay? You didn't just change the color? Okay, that's good. I picked it out.
So then
That's so unlike you.
I'm sure, yes.
You're more like, oh, I guess throw it away. Be this color now.
Yeah, or throw it away and start again.
Right.
But I unpicked it, which is totally against the rules.
Yeah.
But I sewed it again, which what I thought was the right color.
Okay.
I sewed it again and I get to the iron.
No. Again, you did it again.
Wrong color again. So that's twice.
Oh, sorry, I'm blocking you.
So then I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm not unpicking. I'm just going to cut a new block.
Yeah.
I was fed up. I'm doing that. Didn't I sew the stupid thing a third time to the wrong color?
You're joking.
No.
Was there just like a whole bunch of like ladies talking and riffraff?
We were talking about something at the retreat.
Yeah.
And they were laughing and dinner was being prepared in the kitchen and I was focused on that and I was thinking about this and that.
Yeah.
And you have all kinds of things going on at once. And I'm like, okay, I got this. The second time. And I was like, wait a second. The second time? Okay. It's fine. And a third time, I was like, okay, I'm getting up and I'm coming back in an hour.
Wow. Yeah. Sometimes it's time to just call it quits.
It was, that was it. So you're not the only one that makes mistakes.
Nope. Everybody does for sure. Everybody does for sure. All right. I've got all my portions of my Christmas tree here.
Hey.
And let's lay them out. I can lay them out, but I also really need to do the little branch part. But let's just get a little dopamine hit here for all of our efforts and see what it's going to look like. That's cute. It's really long.
Is it?
Okay, I still got 2 more to go. This block is so big. Okay, this is great. All right, let's just scoop these up for now. And now I'm going to take a real H piece H and N, which I think is supposed to be brown. What do you think, Amanda?
Sorry, brown.
Do you think there's a brown?
Yes. It's dark brown. It's the seeds dark brown. It's the seeds dark brown.
Okay, let me look. I don't think
fall on the ground.
It could have, anywhere along the way it could have. I'm looking. I brought the whole mat up. All right.
I don't see it. We'll get you another one.
Yeah, I'm going to grab these ones to start and start sewing the trees together while we get another brown piece for here. Probably is just sitting here. You want to know what will happen? She'll come up with it and then I'll find it. That's what will happen.
I heard that.
All right. So I'm going to lay these out. I want to maybe spread out the ones that are similar colors so they're not too close together. That looks good. So let's go right sides together. And now for this, I can put my 1/4 inch seam on, turn off the laser, and just going to sew right along. And if your block is a little, wonky or misshapen, or you've got a little, you can kind of see a little bit extra here, just make up for it in the seam allowance. Find your straightest edge, sew the 1/4 inch, and you'll be just fine. Choosing that 1/4 inch stitch. I'm using the Janome 6700P here, and this is a dynamite machine if you're a quilter. It's an all metal bed. It's sort of everything you need, nothing you don't need. It is computerized, but the computerization is sort of kept to a minimum. So it's a great machine for people who kind of know what they're doing, like a second machine or an upgrade machine, because it doesn't have super deep computerization where it's, adjusting everything for you all the time. It's not organizing the files and, that kind of thing. It does have alphabet. It does have the HP foot, has AccuFeed. These are all really great things. The big extension table it comes with. But it's not like one of those machines that has like Wi-Fi and things like that. Have you sewn on this one, Amanda?
I have.
And?
I actually really like that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Compared to, say, like the M7 or something like that, what do you think?
No, I like both of them. But this one has so much space.
It does have a lot of space.
Yeah.
10 inches of throat space.
Yeah. And it's not really difficult to maneuver the buttons.
No, it's good.
So that's why I like it.
Yep. Like if you don't have the budget for something huge like the M8 or the M6 for the 13 inches of throat space, this is a really good option. It comes with a ton of accessories. Ton. All right. This one I feel like I really sewed a little too thick of a 1/4 inch seam. So I'm just going to try this one again. Now that I have no shame in just starting over. All right, so did anyone watch TSC yesterday? We were on TSC all day yesterday. Their Black Friday sale started a day early, so Thursday. And yeah, tons of deals. We had Elna by Janome on. A whole bunch of the bobbins and thread, and the scissor kit was on sale. So You can check out tsc.ca too for if you're looking for some more Black Friday deals. That was a fun show. We had, some Cricut stuff on too. Lots of real clearance prices for Cricut machines, if you're into that. So that was kind of fun. Yeah. Oh, okay. Amanda, your batteries on your mic are going. So either we got to change them, which I think I took all the batteries home because I got these candles to put in the windows, like as Christmas lights. And I was like, I know where we have a ton of batteries. The mic station. Sorry. Oh God, I'm the worst. Okay. So Karin, just let me know if she's totally dead. Oh, it's causing interference. Okay, just turn off your kit. And you'll have to come over here and turn it off over here too. Sorry, Amanda. I inched you right out of the broadcast. I know. There may be some, like on the counter there, might be just enough to. All right, so I've got a few together here. We're almost wrapping up anyway. Let's lay this block out. Cute. Oh, no, we do not want these two going back to back. Come on now. Like this and like this. That's better. All right sides together again. And you'll notice I didn't flatten this seam out quite yet. I can do all of that at once. As long as you're sewing flat seams together, it's okay if the other seams in the row haven't been pressed yet. And I'm sewing with Deco Bob. That's the thread I'm using here. If you are tuning in to our Black Friday sew along, we're doing a thread talk with the people from Wonderfill. And it's all about different threads for different jobs. And we're using Deco Bob for piecing here because it's so thin. It's thin and it's strong, sort of like sewing with a piece of your hair. Like very, very thin. It's an 80 weight. Normally people pull and just pick up like a 50 weight cotton. That might be, what would be considered like regular thread. This is an 80 weight. And the higher the number on the thread, the thinner it is. And in this particular case, the thread is very thin, but very strong. And what that does, and why we recommend it for piecing your quilts together like I'm doing here, is that when you fold your seams over and press them, you don't have quite as much bulk and your seams lay so much flatter. Especially when you're doing something like some kind of star or anything with a point to it. Anything like this where you're going to have like a bunch of seams meeting up. It's just going to keep everything laying much, much flatter. So it's called Deco Bob, and it only comes in a few colors because mostly you're picking a hue because it's so thin, and you're not really going to see it anyway when you're piecing. So you can get any of the neutral colors, and we use it on the top and in the bobbin. And they come in pre-wound bobbins. You can wind your own bobbins too, but because it is so thin, just be careful when you're winding that you're actually getting good tension. It might take you a time or two just to make sure you're getting it wound correctly. But the pre-wound bobbins fit any Janome machine except for the HD9, that's special bobbins. Hey, look at this.
Whoa.
Looks nice. All right. I'm going to set that aside for a minute and move on to making the trunk. I just grabbed, this is from the Seeds collection. It's not a solid, but it gives, it reads as a solid, even though you see the little white ticks. It's perfect for something like this when you just need a little texture. So I need a 1.5 by 4 inch rectangle. So we've got a little more than 1 inch here. So I'm just going to trim this down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it just a little more manageable piece before I cut it down. Here's a question that we're always debating. Mm-hmm. Do you guys cut using the lines on the mat, or do you cut using the lines on the ruler? Sue, who does a lot of our in-store classes, or she's always razzing me because I'm always using the lines on the mat. And she's always using the lines on the ruler. And I do sometimes use the ruler lines, but more often I like using the lines on the mat. What do you use, Amanda?
If I'm doing anything smaller than, any cut smaller than 12 inches or so, I use the ruler.
She said any cut smaller than 12 inches, and she uses the ruler. Yeah, that's good.
I think my mic's on, though.
Is your mic on?
I think so.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. But
good.
If it's like with the fabric,
yeah,
I still use the mat.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
I find it easier.
It's a very big piece of fabric, and sometimes I just find it easier.
Yeah, I find the mat easier too. I get lost in the numbers on the ruler. Maybe it's all the little ticks or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting the trunk. One more. Right sides together. And we're going to press this towards the dark. So I'm pressing this one towards the trunk. Your quilt pattern will always show you with little arrows. That's the little arrows mean. That's what side you should press it to. So I'm going to press that in. Amanda's just going downstairs for a minute. And I can bring this. I'm going to bring everything now to the ironing board. It's telling me to press everything towards this side. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to give you a shot of the ironing board here. Since Amanda's left her seat, I'll give you this. There's the trunk. Ready, Karin, on the ironing board? There we go. And I'm pressing towards the way the arrows are pointing. Okay. And there we go. So I'm just going to add the trunk to the tree here. And I've got a good portion of this block underway. I hope you have been inspired by the Vintage Christmas book as much as we have here. We're loving all of those different cute Christmas designs. And maybe you'll sit down with your friend or your sister and do a little sew-in like Amanda and I have here today. That's always fun at Christmas. I remember a long time ago, I got I ended up buying like extra sewing machines just so that when my sisters came over, we could do stuff like this and we'd all have a machine to sew on. But if you don't have extras and you've got people coming to stay for the holidays or something like that, and they have a machine, tell them to bring it. And you can sit down and do a little project together. All right, there's the trees. And Amanda and I will stay working on the rest of the car. And before we know it, we'll have our little vintage Christmas, bringing home the Christmas tree quilt made one block at a time here. One block at a time. That's all you can do. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got lots more making coming up on our Craftathon, so thanks for being with us. You can check out all the deals at homemade.ca. See you in a bit.